And welcome back here to the 58th Bill Rahm Invitational Bowling Tournament. Here with Bill Hansen. Bill's going to give us a summary of the first game results. Before we do that, we might want to acknowledge our sponsors for today. Jim and Jeremy Lederer at Jim Lederer's Body Shop, Ralphie's Great Foods and Sports, Galleon and Marion, Rob Lust at Bill Animal Clinic in Marion, and Rick McConners at Cycle Tech. So Bill, we're off and running, got the first game under our belts.
Yep. Finally got started here today and so forth. So
for those of you who may not have heard, we delayed the start today of the tournament because of the funeral of Howard Steinman, and Howard was a big part of the bowling alley here for many years.
He's part owner of Suburban Lanes with Harry Wells, and so we were able to get the opening day of the Invitational started after his funeral today. So, we're just sending condolences to the family and so forth, and I've known Howard for so many years, and just really hate to see, somebody like that pass away.
Strange to see him not here.
Yeah, he was here every year on both the men's and the women's Invitational.
Sure.
And so anyhow.
Okay.
But
so we got the results.
Yeah, okay. in the first match we have Joe Metch with a 148 against Nathan Monk's 227. And on lanes 3 and 4, Brad Fairchild had a 196 against Mitch Long's 235. And on lanes 5 and 6, Brock Likens had a 233 against Joe Powers' 212. On lanes 7 and 8, Charles Yancey had a nice 226 against Sean Ridgway's 223. So a nice close match there.
Yes.
On lanes 9 and 10, Braden Bruner had a 247 against Todd Spurlock Jr., had a 213. Todd ran into, I saw one shot he had a 710. So that's been having some problems
that's not
there.
The bowler's friend.
No, far from it. And on lanes 11 and 12, we have Bob Lear Jr. over his brother Mike Lear, a 248 against Mike Lear's 209. And on 13 and 14, Joel Butt had a nice 262 against Don McLaughlin's 232. Joel had the first 7 in an 8th frame. Ball came up on him and he left the 2-8-10. And so that gave Donnie a little opening and so forth. And then on lanes 15 and 16, Dave Schock had a 184 against Jacob Derry's 203. So on either end of the lanes, there's been some low scores.
Yes.
So it just happens.
Sometimes tournament jitters a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it just they'll find their
ways. These guys are all good bowlers, or they're not in the tournament.
That's right.
So.
That's right. So we'll look to see what the next game proceeds, and they're about and some of them halfway through the second game right now. So
and just for those who may not know, the men's tournament, the Bill Rahm, is scratch. There is no handicap involved at all.
Yeah.
And the matches are basically by draw, right?
Right, yeah. They draw there about the middle of January, and then when they get matched up to their opponent, then the day of the tournament, they pick their lane assignments, and we do that each time for their lane assignments every day that they bowl.
Yeah, because somebody was asking the question, why are their names not on the lane they're on? It's because the assignment doesn't happen until right before the tournament.
Right, and the names that are on each lane are in the order of how they finished on the December 31st.
Ah, okay.
So the first spot always goes to the defending champion. This year is Mike Lear, and then the next highest bowler on down through the alternate and the averages and so forth.
And if they get any of those, it's just coincidence.
It just happens to be their luck of the day on that draw. So anyhow, so.
All right. Well, thanks, Bill, and we'll be back a little bit later. We want to remember, too, that we're brought to you in part by Greg Lenhart at Lenhart's Auto Sales, the Kimberline family at Bucyrus Road Materials since 1939, J&F Construction, and Gary and Judy McKee at Quality Printing. So we'll be back with the results of Game 2 in our next segment.